How you doing, my family and friends? A once upon a time felon, unashamed for Christ, forever saved. There's a saying that says, if you don't stand for something, you're gonna fall for anything. And I'm choosing to speak up right now about a situation that's been going on this week concerning a young rapper named Dee1, Rick Ross, Meek Mills, and Jim Jones, right? The young man, Christian, young rapper, he's calling out his peers, the older cats that already made it, and he's calling them out concerning the content of the lyrics of the music they putting out, right? And he said it's not a good idea to put that message out there, to keep putting that message out there where that message is causing young lives to be lost and it's leading a generation astray. I could relate to him when he says that, because that has been what I've been going on with myself. As I make these videos and I post and I talk, I'm on the same lane that he's in. And it's encouraging to me to see a young man, right? A young man who came up, the same way I did in a different part of the country. And he didn't have to go through some of the things that I had to go through. But nonetheless, his courage and his faith is very encouraging to me. And I'm 1 week away from my 53rd birthday. And I can learn from his courage. I can learn from his example. I can humble myself and receive, what he's trying to do. And this is spiritual. This is spiritual warfare at its finest, man. He makes the comments. He calls out his OGs, and words have power, right? So if I say something and it makes you feel a certain way, then it was meant for you, right? Or I was right about what I'm saying. So he made his comments. He basically told them to check the content of their lyrics, and it struck a chord, because they responded back in an aggressive, negative way towards him. Making fun of him, calling him out his name, very disrespectful. And it goes to show, you see, by the words of your mouth, you're gonna say what's in your heart, and we're gonna see where your heart is at. So there's nothing wrong about what he's saying about lives being lost, man. This is the whole big fight for decades now, man. How we come up in this country and we get influenced, we get led astray, we get caught up. We coming up out of poverty, supposedly poverty, because if you go to a third world country, you're gonna see poverty 2.0 when you go to Haiti. And you go to some of these countries when we see the asylum seekers trying to escape. But nonetheless, man, I'm just going to choose to speak out and support Dee1, because he's right. Words are powerful, and he's 100% right. And I'm going to stand with him. I'm going to support him. I'm going to post this. And this is what I've been on myself. This is what I've been on myself. But it's about having a conversation and how to go about having that conversation. And I'm very encouraged, I'm very impressed by this young man who is a professor at a university who he's been doing this work for years and years and years, man. And it's shame on me for not being on my A game in this type of way. all these years. You know, for as much as I think I've done, when you consider this young man and, you know, what he's been doing now for a long time, and I just been listening for a week, man. I just tapped in to this whole situation. I don't even, you know, but I agree. I agree and I support him. You know, for whatever that means, man. You know, he's 100% right. Let's talk, come to the table, and let's see how we as a culture, as a people, as humanity, could move forward in a better direction where we could stop seeing senseless violence happening constantly, you know, to us. You know, and not only to us, but, you know, in general to humanity. The world's in a very, very, very place, man, right now, that if you're not paying attention, man, please don't be caught up, man. Open your eyes and see, you know, you know, it's tough right now. It's tough right now, man. This is like a perfect time to reevaluate, to do some soul searching, and to figure out what you want the next year, 5 years, 10 years. Look, we coming upon a new year right now, man. In a couple of weeks, bro, we're gonna be right up on New Year's. 2023 went so fast, but this is a good time now to, you know, to think, to ponder, to calculate. You know, I got coached this week by ETA and Associates. I sat down there and I listened there for 5 days. I received the teaching. I have it. I took down a whole bunch of notes. And it's just me allowing myself to be exposed. Your level of exposure will determine your level of success. What you expose yourself to. What is influencing you. And you know, I gotta be very careful, and I encourage you to be very careful who you let and what you let influence you. You know, a once upon a time felon, unashamed for Christ, forever saved.